we do have Linda Bonney coming up with Conversations for Storytelling for Entrepreneurs up next.
Linda Bonney is a published author, conversationalist, writer, storyteller, podcast host, production manager, and GME roving reporter.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Today I want to talk about conversational openers. I think part of being an entrepreneur sometimes is agonizing over how to approach someone or how to get started in a conversation. Now, have a think about the context where you might need to do that. Perhaps it's a Zoom meeting and you've arrived a few minutes early and the recorded official part of the meeting hasn't started yet. Perhaps you're at a networking event. Perhaps you bump into someone who you know is entrepreneur-minded. Some conversation openers might include, what brings you here? How do you know the host? Have you been here before? Maybe it's even, what's the best thing on the menu? Starting a conversation with someone doesn't need to be too scary or too hard, and practice really helps. So think about what are some conversation openers that feel natural and easy for you to remember. What are some of the best conversation openers you've heard? That's it for now. Back to you in the GME studio.
Well, if I can just tell you guys one little thing about Linda is that without having conversations with her so frequently, like we do in our clubhouse room together and on our podcast, last week when I went to lunch and sat next to a random gentleman, I never would have gotten into a conversation with him like I did because I was so prepared after almost a year of talking with Linda and her amazing tips and having conversations. And we had a beautiful conversation with this gentleman, and it was completely random, out of the blue. And I never would have been as prepared if I hadn't been practicing all this time in having these conversations.
That is really great, Jill, that you were able to apply those to the real life situation.
Yeah, it was great. So coming up, we wanted to make sure that everybody knew that Linda's third volume of the collection for stories with the Sunday Roast is out. And I think she's even working on putting together the whole entire trio for everyone to buy. So be sure to check out her collection of books 1, 2, and 3 that are out now.
I have book 1 to show.
Oh, yay. They're so great. I think I'm missing one of them. I can't wait to go get it myself.
I don't think I've ever had a problem starting a conversation. I'm not really sure why that is, but I don't know. I love talking to people, so I love starting a conversation. And I think one of the ways I've started a conversation is actually just complimenting someone on something that they're wearing. And I truly mean it, by the way. I'm just not going to say that just to start a conversation.
Kat, you probably haven't had trouble starting a conversation because you're so freaking fabulous.
I love you, Adam. You're so awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.